These stories come from women who lived through the unspoken. If you've been there too, you're welcome to share at oursilentstories@hotmail.com. You're not alone.
When people ask why I stayed, I still don't know how to answer. Not because I'm ashamed, but because the truth is complicated. Because at the time, I didn't think I was staying in abuse. I thought I was staying in love. I thought I was staying in something worth fighting for. It didn't start with yelling or insults or fear. It started with care, with attention that felt flattering, overwhelming, consuming in the way love stories often promise. He wanted to know where I was, who I talked to, when I'd be home. It sounded like concern, affection even, like he cared more deeply than anyone ever had. The first time he got angry, it confused me. His face changed in a way I didn't recognize. His voice sharpened, and I thought it was my fault. So I apologized, even though I didn't understand what I'd done wrong. He forgave me. He always forgave me. And I learned that if I stayed quiet, if I stayed small, things stayed calm. That small truth became the foundation of years I still struggle to understand. That's how it began, not with a blow, but with 1,000 tiny compromises that didn't look like abuse. Skipping a lunch with friends because he needed me. Changing what I wore so no one else would get the wrong idea. Deleting a message so he wouldn't get jealous. Explaining every minute of my day so he wouldn't feel insecure. Each little sacrifice felt harmless, reasonable, done in the name of love. Until one day there was nothing left of me to protect. I told myself he was stressed, that work was hard, that I just needed to be patient. When he raised his voice, I told myself he didn't mean it. When he insulted me, I told myself he was joking. When he said, "You're lucky I put up with you," I laughed, and then went to the bathroom to cry quietly into a towel so he wouldn't hear. Looking back, I see how slowly it happened, how subtly. Control doesn't arrive with warning signs. It seeps in through love, through loyalty, through the moments you stop questioning the things that hurt. I didn't recognize the pattern, not even when my friends started fading away one by one. He said they didn't really care about me, that they were jealous, that I was better off without drama. And after a while, I believed him. He became my entire world, and I didn't realize how dangerous that was. One night, he threw a plate, not at me. He never hit me. Abusers like him rarely do. He threw it at the wall, shattering it inches from my shoulder. I dropped to my knees and cleaned up the pieces. I apologized for making him angry. And I remember thinking, he's not violent, he's just hurting. But the next morning, I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize my own reflection. My eyes were dull, my face was tired, my spirit gone. And for the first time, a tiny voice inside me whispered, "Maybe this isn't normal." That same week, I visited my sister. She took one look at me, one long, quiet, knowing look, and said, "You're not okay." I opened my mouth to argue, to defend him, to defend the life I had built around him, but the words wouldn't come. Instead, I cried. for hours, for all the things I had been pretending weren't happening, for all the pieces of myself I had given away. Leaving wasn't one big decision. It wasn't a dramatic moment. There was no screaming, no final fight, no slammed doors. It was 100 small choices made quietly, secretly, telling the truth out loud, packing a bag when he wasn't home, driving to my sister's house and not turning back. The first night I slept alone, I woke up 3 times, expecting to hear his footsteps, his sighs, his anger. But there was only silence, a silence so deep it felt unfamiliar, uncomfortable, terrifying. Because after years of walking on eggshells, peace felt like something I hadn't earned. It felt too still, too safe, too unnatural. It took months to understand that silence wasn't punishment. It was safety. It was freedom. It was mine. I started therapy. I read books about emotional abuse. I underlined every sentence that sounded like my life. The first time I said the words out loud, it was abuse. They felt foreign, strange, heavy. But with time, they began to lose their weight because naming it didn't make me weak. It made me free. I rebuilt myself piece by fragile piece. I learned what I liked again, what I wanted, what I deserved. I learned how to speak without fear of being corrected, how to exist without being monitored, how to breathe without apologizing for taking up space. Now, years later, I still flinch when someone raises their voice. Old habits linger. Survival takes time to unlearn. But I also laugh loudly, freely, without shrinking. I see my reflection now, and she looks like someone who came back from the dark. Someone who fought for herself quietly, bravely, relentlessly. If you're listening and you're not sure if it's abuse, if you keep making excuses for someone who keeps hurting you, please hear this. Love should never make you disappear. Love should never shrink you. Love should never make you afraid to breathe. I thought it was love, but it was control. And the day I named it, I took my life back.